That is hot. That is hot. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, pals, everybody gang, gather round. It's time for February financial recap. I know it's March. I know it's like March 9th or something right now, or we're like a third of the way through March basically, but we're doing February financial recap. The month was so short, okay? I wasn't ready to do the financial recap. I couldn't get into it. I wasn't ready. I just didn't want to do it, all right? I wanted to do a fun little hangout vlog instead. And maybe I should have done financial recap anyway. I've got my budget in front of me, my notes written down. And let's just have a little chat about how our low buy went for February of 2025. If you are unfamiliar with how things are going around here, I'm Taro. Hello, hi, nice to meet you. Welcome aboard. We are doing a year of low buy, 2025, basically not buying dumb shit. Okay, we're not spending our money on stupid things. We're locked in on the budget. We have $100 a month to buy fun things. That's our cookie fund. And I'm allowed to buy stuff for sewing. But the only sewing thing I was not allowed to purchase this February was fabric, because I have a lot of fabric right now and I don't need to buy anymore. So we didn't buy fabric all February. I am happy to report. But other than that, I'm also allowed to purchase home improvement things. Not home decor, home improvement. We didn't do any of that this month, okay? Month was short, not ready for it. Let's just jump on into it, shall we? As the YouTubers say, let's jump into it. Let's jump into the budget. I'm sorry, okay. I have a nice warm drink here, a little coffee. I hope you have a drink too as well, or something fun, maybe a snack perhaps, just get cozy. Maybe you're just listening in the background. Clean your house if you want while you're listening. That works, that's good. So I'm not gonna be moving about very much. We're just gonna be sitting here. There's no bebopping and scatting about today. We do not have travel microphone on. We have stationary microphone today. Thanks, Mike. All right, again, that's still hot. The budget. First things first. The first thing that I purchased in February was on February 2nd, and I purchased a little $3 budget template for Google Sheets so I could easily track everything that I'm spending money on going forward the rest of the year. And it's not perfect, but I think it was a worthy $3 purchase. And I put that in education. That's under the education fund because we're learning some stuff about us. And so far, honestly, pretty insightful. I'm really enjoying using this little template. I don't fully understand how like some of it goes. Like maybe I don't know enough about money just in general, but I don't really get the whole available to budget, available to spend, remaining budget, remaining to spend, like what's that? I don't know. I don't look at that. All I'm looking at is income, expenses, bills, and the general breakdown of how that's going. So our first purchase in February was a $3 budget template, and I've been loving it. It's just a random one from Etsy, nothing special. Here we go, nitty gritty. Our income in February, we made combined $3,131, and that's $2,980 for my regular paycheck, and then $151 from YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. Thank you. We love that. However, that money just goes directly into savings. If you were unaware, every $1 I make from YouTube goes into Fence Fund. We made about $3,131 in February. And I'm just gonna be rounding numbers. We don't need to do cents, all right? We don't need to do dollars and cents. We're just doing dollars, and that's fine. That's all we're working with. So really the only thing that fluctuates in the bills category is our water bill. That's the only thing that's sort of variable and changes and does whatever it wants. I swear to God, sometimes the water bill is just made up. Like I just don't understand how it's changing so drastically month to month. I don't understand. I don't question it. We'll just go with that, all right? So our bills for the month were $903.35. We don't need to do cents. The bills for February were $903. That's not too bad. That's including my portion of the mortgage payment, my phone bill, which includes YouTube Premium, the internet bill, water bill, car insurance, that kind of fun stuff. So that's what that $903 covered. And now we move on to the fun portion, the expenses of the month. Now for my expenses, I just kind of went through and put in like what I would estimate, obviously, what I'm going to be spending for the month on these items. And my guess brought me up to about $940, which I feel like is still so high. Oh my God, that's still so high. And the actual for the month of February, $1,323. We went quite high over that expected amount that we would be spending on expenses. So let's take a little deep dive into that and see where we went wrong in February, and maybe we can try to course correct for March and here on out and just do a little bit better in general. Now, of course, expenses are kind of hard to estimate because that will include things that come up, like if I'm gonna go to the doctor and I have to pay my like deductibles and stuff like that, which will be coming up in March, and taking the dog to the vet and things like that, like random expenses that can be pretty hefty and add up really fast. I'm like, should I include that in the expenses category, or should that be like its own like life necessities category, you know? Like, I'm not really sure. I haven't really decided on that yet, but so far those things are included in my expenses category. And our highest that we spent is, unsurprisingly, groceries. Actually, a little bit surprising. I did not think that I'd be spending this much money on groceries this month. So for the month of February, the short month of February, $490. And although I will say that's because I did go to the expensive grocery store a couple times because I'm trying to avoid Target. I don't know, does me not shopping there do anything? Don't know. I have no idea if it's making any impact, but I thought, let's support something a little more local. Like, I don't need to go to Target because then I just buy stuff that I don't need when I go there. So in general, we're just trying to avoid Target. So that led me to going to a little bit more of an expensive grocery store. And sometimes that's exciting because they carry a lot of fun small business stuff, and I went a little crazy. And I spent too much money that I didn't need to spend on fun groceries. Lesson learned. Aside from shopping at Lund's and Byerly's, I also went to Aldi a couple times just to pick up some little staples, and I'm starting to find the things that I like and trust at Aldi. So I'm starting to find some things that I can buy there and save money in general, and maybe get the other fancier stuff at the expensive grocery store. And I think that will help bring down that budget for March groceries because $490 is crazy. I'd compared it to January, and so my estimated budget for the month was only $320. And so to see that we spent $490 instead is just kind of like, oh my God, that's crazy. So that was wild. That's wild. That's our big money. Our second highest expense in February was the dogs, dog food, etc., etc. And then if you watch my vlogs, you'll know that I bought a little carpet cleaner because ours died. And when you have 3 dogs, messes happen. And it's really, really nice to have a very fast, efficient, easy way to clean those messes up. I'm not upset about that purchase. This little thing has come in handy quite a few times already so far. So I'm glad that I bought my little carpet cleaner. And dog food, obviously, gotta buy dog food. And so that made dogs our second highest category for expenses, followed by miscellaneous. And miscellaneous was just things like I needed oil for my car because she's old and she leaks, so I gotta top her up every once in a while. What else was in there? Oh, just like random household things that we needed, like paper towels and stuff. Like, I don't include that in groceries because I'm not eating paper towels. I find that that helps me kind of separate it. Like, I purchased and ate $490 worth of food. Like, that's crazy. We don't need to be doing that. Keeping other toiletries and stuff like that separate, I think, is helpful. My battery's dying, 1 second. 100% back at it, baby. And what was I saying? Miscellaneous. So yeah, miscellaneous, just random stuff. I also did get a car wash for my car, which I think is important when you live somewhere very, very salty. You don't want to add to the potential rust and erosion at the bottom of your car. So I got a little car wash. It was actually really nice and fun, and I don't do that often, so every once in a while, getting a car wash just feels so good. Does anybody else just love that? Like, I love the smell of the car wash when you're going through, and the fun soaps hitting the window, and it's just a great experience for me all around. I was happy, my car was happy, and we saved a couple dollars by going really early in the morning and getting an early bird special, so I'm fine with that, okay? I'm fine with that. Is it something I needed to do? Probably not really, but we did it anyway, and it was fun, and I loved it. So this was something I wasn't entirely sure if I should include in Cookie Fund or not. I guess I should have, but I didn't. So I added some shoes into miscellaneous simply because maybe I'm just making excuses here. I'm a wide foot gal, okay? I'm a wide foot gal. Regular shoes don't fit me. They are not comfortable. I will not wear them. So I'm not gonna waste my money on shoes that are not comfortable and don't fit me. And Naturalizer was having a great sale, so your girl snagged 2 pairs of shoes. Shoes that were, let me clarify, missing from my wardrobe. They are something that will absolutely be staples and workhorses for the year and years to come, as long as I can make them last. Just a basic white pair of sneakers, like fashionable, you know, casual, can go out, and they're leather, so they're gonna be easy to wash, which is fantastic. So like, you know, a little something, so I'm not looking so sloppy and dirty shoes going out in public all the time, which all my other shoes, filthy, impossible to clean, don't like that. And then, just because they were also very cheap and on sale, a really cute little pair of sandals. So I did include that in miscellaneous. Maybe I shouldn't have. That maybe probably could have gone into Cookie Fund, but Cookie Fund was already filled up for the month. Having a hard time thinking about this because I didn't 100% need those. I could have continued wearing my grungy, dirty shoes, but I didn't want to. I gotta do some thinking about that one. So after miscellaneous, our next highest category was gas, which I budgeted about $160 for, and the actual was $153, which is crazy, which is high, but I do have a very long commute. At least my car is really good on gas, thankfully, so I do get gas every 5 days probably. And we use Upside, so I do get some money back, which is really, really nice. I think I have about $120 in my Upside account right now. I could just transfer over to myself, and prior to that, I had about $200. It was great. It was so much better though when they let you, like grocery stores would accept it. And I used to get like $10 back most grocery trips, and then they were like, no, we're giving these people too much money, cut out the grocery stores. And so now it's just gas, and it's so much less money back, but it's okay. It is what it is. Every little cent, I'm all right with. And after gas, our next category was sewing. I budgeted about $200 just because, I don't know, I wasn't really sure what, or if there was anything that I needed to purchase for sewing supplies and stuff like that in the month of February. And fabric ban, so I didn't buy any fabric. I did buy quite a few patterns. The beginning of the year can be like a time for fabric companies and pattern companies and whatnot, where they kind of do like some sales, because it's a bit of a slower time of year, because people like me are trying to save money. We're trying to start the year off on a good foot. So people aren't purchasing as much. They tend to run some sales to try to, you know, generate some income for them, which is understandable. And I resisted all those fabric ads that I got. Hey, we noticed you haven't purchased fabric from us in a little while. Here's $20 off your next order. And I'm like, how do I pass that up? But I did. It was hard, but I did it. I did buy a couple patterns though. Actually, I bought like 6 patterns in total. They're all patterns that I'm going to be making, so I think it's okay. We're okay there. We're all right. What else was in there? That can't, $124 in patterns. That's crazy. What else did we buy that was sewing related? Let's see here. Ah, yes. See, this is where I got a little sneaky and shouldn't have done this. So Cookie Fund was going real well at about $20. I purchased some new bands, more neutral colored bands for my Fitbit. And then I also include a Patreon subscription that I have in Cookie Fund because like, I don't need it, but it's so much fun to have and I like to support them. So I'm putting that in my Cookie Fund every month. It's the Love to Sew podcast, if you're curious. I love them. But then also, fun little thing popped up. There's this weird little system kind of based on the golden rule, is it Luterlo or Lutterlo system? It's a little booklet, little binder. It's based on the golden rule basically, and there's like patterns and stuff. It's a sewing thing. Sewing patterns and these little like these little papers where you have like your specific measurement, and then you use that to draw the full size pattern, and then it fits you because you're using your measurement, you know? Super cool, super neat, and they were having a little bit of a sale. And also I had a coupon code, I don't remember, from a creator on YouTube, and I can't remember who it was. If I remember, I'll insert it here. But I was like, that looks really fun and like something super fun to play with. And so I bought it, but it filled up Cookie Fund and then some. That's where some of the other sewing money is. Look at me, I'm just making excuses. I should not have purchased this, but it's so much fun and I really have a good time playing around with it. Anyway, so that was super cool. A fun little thing to add to the sewing arsenal. Practice like drafting patterns and stuff and get like a better understanding of how it all comes together. I think it's really neat. Whatever, okay, stop judging me. Stop judging me, I'm making excuses. We're moving on, all right? So Cookie Fund got filled up and then some. After that, our very last category in expenses is subscriptions, and that was a total of $62. So that includes like Amazon Prime, Spotify, Canva, Epidemic Sound. Do I have any other? I don't think I have any others. I think that's all of them. I do have Audible, that's every other month. Anyway, so that's that. That's all our expenses. So our expenses total were $1,323.45, when initially I had budgeted $940 for that. So we did go quite a bit over. And I know that a lot of that is because of the miscellaneous category, shoes that I probably didn't need to buy, but I'm telling myself I did need. But also I don't want to be like a super cheapskate, you know? Like this is the hard part of doing low buy. It's really easy to talk yourself out of buying things that you know, really could use, but it's also really easy to talk yourself into buying things that maybe you didn't super need. And sometimes it can be hard to draw that line, I suppose. So maybe I need to do a little bit more thinking about how I can better draw that line. Because I do like to save money when there is a sale, you know? If it's something that I would have spent full price on, which I would have, then I think it's better to purchase it during a sale when I can save some money. Does that make sense? I'm not just coping there, right? Like that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Anyway, so the groceries, obviously way too high this month. Way too high. We need to do more shopping at Aldi. We need to do less snacky shopping. Like, did I need to buy a $20 cake at Lunds and Byerly's the other day? Didn't, but I bought it and it was delicious. Made my tummy hurt, made me real farty. Didn't need to buy that, but I bought it anyway. Now I learned a lesson. Groceries is always a spot that you can save money pretty easily, I think, and maybe that's gonna be my little focus on March, just to reduce our grocery bill a little bit. And I think that should be pretty easy. You know, I think we should be able to manage that pretty well. So all of the stuff that we spent our money on this month left us with $904 to save, etc., etc., etc. I took $200 of that though, and I put it in, oh, actually, sorry, that's not including my YouTube income. So that would be $1,055 is how much we had left over. And I did put $200 of that onto a super low interest credit card that I have just like a very, very low revolving credit on, so that, you know, they get mad when you don't use your credit cards. And so basically we saved about $700 this month, and that is pretty good. I'm really happy with that. So we're starting March off in an interesting way, and we'll talk about that more obviously when the March financial recap comes around. But for now, that was February. And now that I'm allowed to buy fabric again, now that it's March, I've actually done really well, and I've only purchased one thing of fabric, and it's really cute because I'm gonna make a bag, all right? And I needed bag fabric for something that I'm very excited about in March coming up, all right? And I needed it, okay? I mean, did I really need it? But, oh God, I'm coping so hard. I'm just making this all up. Tara, you're making so many excuses. You don't need to spend this money. Sorry, I have a very hard time with it. Feeling guilty about spending money when I've told myself that I shouldn't. And maybe I should feel guilty. But then also, we're living in a hellscape right now at this point in 2025 in the USA. So maybe it's okay if I'm spending a little bit more money than I wanted to, you know? Maybe that's just fine. Maybe that's okay. Our big financial goal for March, I think, is to just bring down that grocery bill, maybe by like $150. I think that's reasonable. I think that's probably something we could do. So that's my goal, and that's what we will work on. So February was our no fabric buying. March, we will be bring down that grocery bill. I think we can manage that. I think it's gonna be just fine. If you are doing any sort of low buy, if you are doing any sort of savings plan, let me know how it's going for you. How are you doing? How are your finances? How are you feeling so far? We're like 2 months into the year. How's it going? Do you having any struggles? Do you having any wins? Share it with us down below, because I love to read all your little inputs and thoughts and experiments that you have going on with yourself as well. Whenever I do these little recaps, I'm like, is this even cohesive? Did any of this make sense? Did any of this make sense? Does anybody care about this? Even if you don't, I do, okay? And that's all that matters. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great day. I hope your finances are going well. And I hope that some money comes your way somehow. We're doing like a chain. Remember when you used to get like those chain emails? Forward this to 10 people, your mother will die overnight in a fire. And it's like, oh my God, that's so scary. And then you send it anyway because you're like, well, just in case, karma, here's 10 people, send it. Those were the best. Gosh, remember Hotmail accounts? Jeez. Now I'm just kind of stressing myself out about the upcoming months and how we can save money and not spend money. And that's not fun. All right, well, I gotta get back to sewing now, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! Save your money somehow. Do what you can. Okay, bye.